Welcome back to Grammar Grade 12. I'm glad you're here. This is Unit 11, Lesson 80, and today we turn to some of the most practical commas you'll ever use, the ones that appear with titles, addresses, and numbers. These are the commas that keep a name and its degree tidy, that separate a city from its state, that set off a year and a date, and that break a long number into readable groups. They follow clear, dependable rules, and by the end, you'll place every one of them with confidence. Let's dig in. Before we start, here's the shape of today's lesson. We'll look at 4 everyday jobs that commas do. They set off a title or a degree after someone's name. They separate the parts of an address written in a sentence. They fence off the year in a full date. And they break a large number into groups of 3. 4 jobs, and one guiding idea runs through them all. The comma marks where one part ends and the next begins. Keep that in mind, and even the tricky exceptions will make sense. Let's take them one at a time. Let's begin with the first rule. When a title or a degree follows a person's name, set it off with commas. One before and one after. Ana Ruiz, MD, spoke to us this morning. Notice the degree, MD, is wrapped in a pair of commas because it interrupts the flow between the name and what she did. The same holds for a name suffix. Ben Carter Jr. arrived early. Remember this shape, a comma before it and a comma after it, every time. Next, addresses written inside a sentence. When you name the parts of an address in running text, separate them with commas. She moved to 12 Oak Street, Reno, Nevada. A comma follows the street, and a comma sets off the city from the state. But here's the catch. When a zip code follows, write Reno, Nevada 89501, with no comma before the zip. So separate the parts, but never put a comma before a zip code. Now dates. When you write a full date inside a sentence, set the year off with a comma on both sides. On July 4th, 1776, the Congress adopted the Declaration. See the 2 commas, one after the day and one after the year, because the year interrupts the sentence. But when you give only a month and a year, you use no comma at all. In July 1776, the delegates were still debating. So set off a full year with 2 commas, but leave a lone month and year bare. On to numbers. When you write a large number, use commas to group the digits in 3s, counting from the right. 1 million looks like this. 1,000,000. A comma after the first digit, then another 3 places later. 12,500 becomes 12,500. But 4 kinds of numbers never take these commas: years, page numbers, house numbers in an address, and zip codes. We write the year 2026, page 1450, and 4200 Elm Street with no commas at all. So group large amounts in 3s, but keep years, pages, addresses, and zip codes comma-free. Before we practice, let's line up the moments when the comma quietly disappears, because those are the ones that trip people up. No comma before a zip code, even though the state before it took one. No comma between a lone month and a year, though a full date needs 2. And no commas inside a year, a page number, a house number, or a zip, even when the number is long. Every one of these is an exception to a rule you just learned, so keep them close. When in doubt, ask what the comma is separating and whether the parts really need to stand apart. Here's a quick check to run whenever commas meet titles, addresses, dates, or numbers. 1. Does a title or degree follow a name? Set it off with commas. 2. Are you naming the parts of an address or a full date? Separate the parts, but drop the comma before a zip and inside a lone month and year. 3. Is it a large amount you're counting? Group the digits in threes. 4. Is it a year, a page, a house number, or a zip? Leave it comma-free. 4 questions, and every comma finds its place. Let's practice. In this first set, I'll give you a sentence and 2 ways to punctuate it. Choose the one that follows the rules for titles and addresses. Pause the video and decide before I reveal each answer. Elias Vance blank accepted the award. Should the suffix senior stand bare or be wrapped in commas? A name suffix, just like a degree, is set off with a comma on each side. So the correct version is Elias Vance Sr. accepted the award. Our new office is at 55 Harbor Road, Salem, blank, Oregon. Between the city and the state, do we need a comma? Yes, the parts of an address in a sentence are separated by commas. So it reads 55 Harbor Road, Salem, Oregon. Mail it to 8 Pine Court, Denver, Colorado, blank 80202. Here's the trap. A comma separates the city from the state, but no comma ever comes before a zip code. So the right choice leaves it out. Denver, Colorado, 80202. Now the second set. These sentences turn on a date or a large number. Decide where the comma belongs and where it doesn't. Pause and choose before I answer. On March 3rd, 1990, blank, our town held its first festival. When a full date sits inside a sentence, the year is fenced off with commas, one before it and one after. So we need the comma. On March 3rd, 1990, our town held its first festival. The museum was founded in April, blank, 1975. There's no day here, only a month and a year. When just a month and a year appear, you use no comma between them. So the answer is simply April 1975. The stadium can hold blank fans, 125,000 or 125,000. A large number is grouped into threes, counting from the right with commas. So the correct form is 125,000. Let's gather what we've learned. First, a title or a degree that follows a name is set off with a comma before and after. Anna Ruiz, MD, spoke. Second, in an address or a full date, you separate the parts with commas, but you drop the comma before a zip code and inside a lone month and year. And third, group large numbers in threes from the right, yet leave years, page numbers, house numbers, and zip codes comma-free. Through all of it, a comma earns its place only when it truly separates parts that need to stand apart. Next time, in Lesson 81, we'll look at commas with direct address, tag questions, and letter writing, the little commas that shape how we speak to one another on the page. I'll see you there.